But we begin this evening's program with the top two teams in Colonial League boys hoops, Southern Lehigh and Notre Dame Green Pond, the only two undefeated teams left in the Colonial League, clashing last night in Center Valley. Ryan Ware's Spartans at 12-3 overall, with all 12 of those wins coming in league play. Southern Lehigh winners of 10 straight dating back to December the 20th. 26-year veteran head coach Pat Boyle, meanwhile, had guided his Crusaders to 5 straight victories. Notre Dame at 11-3 on the year and 9-0 in the Colonial League going into last night. An absolutely blistering offensive pace in the opening quarter last evening after the coast-to-coast finish by Crusaders senior Sean Howlett. Spartans senior Matt Tancred gets a beautiful entry pass from Max Christus before finishing off the window. The big man was an absolute force in the first 8 minutes, dropping in 10 of Southern Lehigh's 22 points in the period. While Tancred was getting it done underneath for the Spartans, it was fellow senior Michael Andrews who thrived on the perimeter. Andrews with 6 threes in 15 games going into last night. He added 3 more in just the first 8 minutes yesterday. Southern Lehigh's bigs outletting from the paint, and Andrews converting beyond the arc. He finished with 11 points. Spartans with a 22-19 lead after 1. Notre Dame had a response in the second, and his name was Zach Rogers. The junior was simply sensational. After the left wing tray, it's Rogers then in transition, dishing off to Howlett for an easy deuce. Howlett then returning the favor as Rogers converts from way downtown. The junior with 11 of the Crusaders' 15 points in the period. He finished the night with 17 overall. Only one Spartan scored in the second stanza, but he did so in style. Senior Dom Lisicki splashing down 3 balls on 3 straight possessions. He had 11 in the quarter, 14 in the first half, finished with 19 overall. Southern Lehigh, though, down 34-33 at the halftime break. 5 ties and 12 total lead changes between these two last night. Extra passing leading to this Howlett triple, knotting things at 37 all. Howlett chipped in 11. Brendan Boyle, meanwhile, led all Crusaders with 19 points. This acrobatic layup, part of a 14-point second half for the senior. But Southern Lehigh's size was simply too much to overcome. Tancred continued his impressive night with 13 points in the second half, even stepping outside for his first 3 of the season. The big man finished with a game-high 23 points. Fellow big Noah Denton was held off the scoreboard in the first half, simply could not be contained in the second, though. 12 points across the final 16 minutes, asserting his will underneath as the Spartans captured an early fourth quarter lead and never let up. En route to a 65-57 victory, Southern Lehigh has now won 11 in a row. Spartans improving to 13-3 overall, and now the only undefeated boys team left in the Colonial League.